All right. Looks like we are officially live. Really quick, I have to say I know I put this out on social media. I put it out on my Instagram and Facebook that we were going to go live, do this on a specific time, and then my day changed, and I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be able to do this. I took that off my social media, but here we are anyways. So I wanted to get this in really quick. No idea how many people are going to come in, so if you miss it, you can watch the replay. But this is big for me. This is the official kickoff that I am finally coming back to YouTube. It's been a good break actually. I've got a lot of things done, got some health in order. My family's doing great, and the biggest thing I realized is I was on that break and deciding not to do YouTube for that time, and I actually broke down all of my tanks, but like two of them, maybe three of them. Some things happened, and I realized that I wasn't enjoying my hobby anymore. I really was not enjoying the hobby anymore. I was so focused on putting out content instead of actually taking time to enjoy my fish and actually what I was doing. So that was a big turnaround for me, is that moving forward here as I come back to YouTube, I don't have a set upload schedule yet. I don't have any idea of how fast things are gonna happen, but I definitely want to focus in on actually enjoying my hobby again. To where you guys can actually watch a video of me. I can hopefully educate you, but also it's gonna come back to he really enjoys his hobby, and that's what I really want to focus on my channel now. Is I really want to enjoy the hobby with everybody, and we got a lot of people coming in. Man, I'm really surprised. I'm still on my phone, so excuse my fingers scrolling through things. I still got to figure some things out. We got Brian P, David Ramos, Rylan Evans, Aqua Noob, let's see, Daryl Dimer, BTW Aquatics, Algenco. Man, thank you everybody for joining me. I know it's early. I was expecting to do this later tonight. And we got Bay Area Aquatics in the house, which I am representing. If you haven't got his merch, go get it. He was kind enough to send me out a t-shirt. And I thought, what a better way to kick this off than, represent somebody who I have talked to a lot about this. He has listened to me. He has kind of been the back man of all this, next to my wife supporting me in doing this. Michael over at Bay Area Aquatics, he's listened to me, listened to some struggles I've had, listened to how I kind of want to come back into this, and has supported me on this. So yes, I am back. It's not clickbait, it's not a tease. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this. So a couple big things have happened though since the last time I was really active on YouTube to now. So hopefully I can touch base on a few of those and help shed some light on the mysterious man I have been. If you followed me on Instagram, you've probably seen a few of the things that have happened over the course of, what's it been? Almost a year? 10 months? So I know when I previously did my very emotional live stream, and I look back, and that was very embarrassing. Finally got some things in order health-wise. I'm sleeping a lot better. I've gotten a good doctor. I've gotten that figured out. That's taking some stress off and things. Another big thing right now is I'm actually in the process of moving. So that has my entire collection broken down right now, and I'm literally everything's in holding tanks. So that's been a process. That has been a process. That was a hard decision. All right, so we're gonna recap a little bit here. A few months ago, if you follow me on Instagram, I think I posted something about this. The 220 gallon tank that I had with my puffer in it and everything else, that actually broke. Like legit blew out, broke, and flooded my basement. So I'm at work. My wife calls me in a panic and says, the basement's flooded. So I immediately start thinking, is it plumbing? Did one of my faucets go out? Did my water changes go out? And she finally tells me, no, your big tank broke. So I still had the 220, then I had the 125 still, and I had, I think, 140 breeder, but I was very limited on stocking that I had. By this time, I had done what I was previously said I was going to do. My Fahaka puffer was gone, my flower horn, kind of all the extra tanks were gone. I was focusing in on a few things I really wanted. So yeah, my 220 gallon broke. So I raced home from work. I mean, literally, like I was doing 100 miles an hour down the freeway, like racing home because I knew that I had over 200 gallons of water that were potentially going in my basement. And I got home and I immediately run down the stairs. And the way my house is set, if you come down the stairs, you hit a carpet landing, go into tile. The moment I hit the bottom of the stairs, like water was just splashing up everywhere. So my poor wife, she is like, has buckets under the tank trying to catch as much water as she can. You know, she was smart enough, and she's a very intelligent woman. She had already unplugged everything electrical. She was just trying to catch as much water as possible, and I flooded over half of my basement. You could literally see like the water line where everything was going. I had flooded back into my storage area where I had my water chain set up. It was bad. So by the time I had gotten home, 3/4 of the tank was already drained. So there's over 100 gallons that had drained out of this tank. You know, as the water levels going down, the sump is pumping water in. It was a disaster. So fortunately, I immediately started to net fish out. And thank God I had my 125 still set up. I was ripping fish out and just transferring to that as fast as I could, as possibly fast as I could. It was a nightmare. It was absolute nightmare. Fortunately, I only lost one fish. It was a loach that I had in there. But outside of that, like the Mubu puffer made it, all my geophagus made it, the rainbow shark made it, like all the fish I was really interested in made it. So that was a crazy adventure, and it scared me. Like it was insane. It cost me, I did $300 worth of damage to my basement to get carpet pad replaced. I had to do some baseboards. And then on top of all this, you know, I was expecting my wife to be like, all right, that is it. This is official. You are 100% done. 2 days later, she let me go out and buy a new acrylic 220 gallon tank. And so it's just like a testament to who my wife is. So I had that new tank. And then in the process of that, we started talking about moving, and I was like getting ready to set the new tank up. And then it was like, you know, we're moving. We're officially going to move. So I transferred everything into holding tanks. That's where they all are right now. And hopefully by mid next month, I'll be in our new house. And that's going to be kind of the new fresh start to Wel-Don Aquatics again, is we're gonna start over on this. We're gonna recreate the channel, so to say. Saw some more people come in. 54 Punchy, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in. It's awesome to see you here. David Ramos, you helped me change my 29 gallon to my 55 gallon. Full of different type of gourami, still doing good. I thank you so much. No, David, that's awesome. Like that's the thing is I have to give thanks back to you guys, because I had so many of you reach out to me through Instagram, email, some on Facebook. Just one, seeing how I was doing. You know, a few of you were pushing me to come back on YouTube, but I always got to see how you guys were doing and what you guys were experiencing in your people on this level. So the story of 220 breaking down, that's why it's not my backdrop today. Maybe I'll pop you off the tripod and we'll go look around here. But like it is, everything is broken down. I have one 55 gallon tank that has all the fish I'm keeping, and one 20 gallon quarantine tank right now with some new fish in it, which I have posted on Instagram. And that's actually the thumbnail of this video, was the box that those new fish arrived in. So we definitely have had a lot of changes, but good things are coming. The big thing is when I had bought a second acrylic, and then as I was talking to my wife and looking at it, I realized it was just gonna be too much to take on such a big reef tank. So I am gonna have a reef tank still. That's gonna be smaller, but I'm really looking forward to that because I've learned a lot from watching Bulk Reef Supply. So I'm hoping as I move forward, I'm gonna bring some different aspects to the channel, some new things to the channel. And like I say, I really wanna get back to where I enjoy the hobby. And as cliche as this is gonna sound, watching Corey from Aquarium Co-op redo his fish room, talk about his new ponds. He wants to get back into guppies. He's redoing his living room tank. He moved Ladybird over there. it hit me of I no longer enjoyed the hobby. I had to do. I was so focused on make sure the tanks look good, make sure the fish look good. You know, got to get that next content out, got to make that next video, got to do the next thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was really enjoying YouTube. I was having a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed the interaction, but I forgot to just enjoy my fish. And at my peak, when I had like, 10 tanks packed back in my little corner, I was at the highlight. I mean, I was on top of the world, but I forgot to ultimately enjoy it. So that's what I'm really going to focus on moving forward. Is I really want to enjoy it. I am looking forward though to doing some more videos on plumbing big tanks. I mean, when we finally get the new 220 set back up, I've got a lot of plans for that. I've already got some wood in from Houston Manzanita, so that's already kind of set aside, ready to go. I mean, we're gonna plant this thing like crazy. We've got some new things I want to try, some new filtration I want to try. So we've got some things in the books, some things coming up. I'm really excited to get this going again. It's gonna be a good time. It will really be a good time. There we go. So I appreciate all the support that everybody's given me. I appreciate the patience everybody's had with me. So yeah, we are back. Got 11 people. We're like 11 a.m. in Utah anyways. It's early for me right now. I had the whole weekend off of work and it was awesome. I don't know if you can hear my daughter upstairs running around. So she's almost a year old. That's insane. My daughter is a year old next month. So we got some good things going. I had no idea how long I was going to go today. We're about 12 minutes in. I may try and go for about half an hour. 1:20 in New York. Oof. Nate, David, you're like me. I was up late playing Destiny last night. If any of you are Destiny players, I was grinding the Solstice of Heroes. So that's what my weekend was. I was planning how to come back on YouTube and also really enjoying like my video game time. 3 a.m. in Australia. That's about my bedtime. It's about when I go to bed on that one. Daryl Dimer, glad to have you back. Really enjoyed the Zis filter videos you did. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed what I did with those. I'm actually not running any right now. I sold off a lot of equipment and kind of went bare bones for the time being. And as much fun as I had with experimenting with those filters, I think that's when I really started to veer off on. I was so focused on content versus enjoying the hobby. So I may try and do some experimentation things again. We'll see. We kind of see where the channel goes. See if I can grow it to where I can justify that amount of time again. I mean, on the back end, that experiment probably put more stress on my family than I realized. When I think I had the 4 tanks set up with like goldfish in them, and I was testing every day, and it took a lot of work. It took some time, but I did enjoy them. Did really enjoy them. David Ramos, does this really works 1 year in? Good. I'm glad it's still working for people. I still stand behind him 100%. In my next build, in my new house, I may incorporate a few of them. I'm only gonna have 3 main tanks at the new house starting off. Well, probably only have 3 main tanks, really. So it's gonna be fun to create a YouTube channel around 3 main tanks. Like, what can I really teach people around 3 tanks versus how many tanks can I add in one corner, and how much maintenance can I make for myself? I really want to focus in on these 3 main tanks being absolutely amazing. The fish we're keeping, how we plant them, what we do with them, and I think there's still many things we can learn from it. And it's been a lot. I mean, I still am a YouTube junkie, so as I watch through the people's channels. Barry Aquatics right now, like, you need to go check out what that kid's doing. He has a small area, but man, he's created an awesome thing around it. It is absolutely incredible. Missed that. Rylan Evans, still yet to try the Zis, running a sump that's doing really well, so I'm yet to set it up. Rylan, I love sump filtration. That's actually what's going to be on the 2 big tanks when I get to my new house. I'm going to go both sumps, separate systems. Part of it is the fish I'm keeping are very different. Part of it is it makes it a lot quiet, really quiet. So I'm not going to have a full central air system like I did previously. But if I ever went that route again, Zis are great. They really work really, really well. And that's why I may incorporate one into each of the big tanks, kind of as that added air stone, but also additional filtration. But I am really a sponge filter junkie. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying those again. And Aquarium Co-op's bringing their own sponge filters out, so I love those. Rylan Evans, your soap idea from Instagram really inspired me. I hope so. That was a fun experiment. I no longer have that up and running. I've actually sold off that entire system, but it was fun to try. It was fun to try something new. I never really got that whole refugium idea up and running. You know, the one with the planter pot, you drill some holes in it, add some crushed coral, put your plant in it, put a light over it. So it was a kind of a way to plant. But my new builds, I already have the tank for, already ready to go. I'm gonna try that again in the sump. I'm gonna experiment a little bit with the sump again, so I'm really excited for it. So I've got some things coming out. And Bay Area Aquatics, you are more than welcome for the support, man. You've done a lot for me recently. Let's see. So this is me on the fly. I don't have a script or anything, and I'm sure I'm awkward as all get out. It's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera, but I have to say it feels good. It feels really, really good to be back. So I'm thinking hopefully this coming week, maybe next week, I'm gonna put out a video. I really want to show people what I'm doing right now, getting ready to move with my fish. I know that's a big thing in this hobby I see all the time on the forums is, you know, I'm moving 10 hours away, I'm moving 2 hours away. How do I transport my fish accordingly? So I'm really excited. Well, not excited to move. That's gonna suck. But hopefully from my experience, I can make a quick video and help others get ready to move. I mean, I've got 30 fish I've got to move, and it's gonna be a process. That I'm moving like an hour and a half back towards the city, so it's gonna be quite a move for me. Get that preparation going. I mean, in all honesty, I've had these fish in holding tanks now for like 2 months. That's how long we've been waiting in our house. So it's been a process. So I'm hoping I can show with my experience to educate you guys on that, kind of getting back into. You're really gonna go from like ground zero Wel-Don Aquatics back to hopefully we're gonna climb back to like the top again and have a great time doing this. I mean, because I was very open with my very emotional video, and I still am embarrassed by that. But I mean, that was ground zero Wel-Don Aquatics. Like we hit rock bottom for a moment, and it's gonna be fun building back up. Let's see, Rylan Evans. Yes, it didn't work for me, but it made me buy the sump I've always wanted. I'm interested in what sump you bought. I'm curious if you made your own. It sounds like you bought a pre-manufactured one. I did share a lot of stuff on Instagram on some. I think I shared a picture like on a sump I bought. Different things with that. I've actually sent a lot of that equipment back to the realtors or the realtors. Jeez, back to the companies. As I'm gonna go a lot of DIY routes again. Gosh, Trent, slow down and talk normal. So a lot of you, what I've shown on Instagram will still be coming. It's just gonna be different. I wanted to go a different route again. I bought a tank and used some leftover glass that I had to set it up. I'm interested to see a picture of that. You know, feel free to share one over message me on Facebook, message me on Instagram. Curious to see what that comes about, because I've messed around a little bit with trying to put glass baffles in, and I've always messed it up. So I love the foam I got. It makes such a quick, easy baffle. And kind of a crazy idea I have is on one of my new sumps, I want to almost try and copy Coruscant a little bit and see if I can't get a cherry shrimp colony going in the sump. So a lot of crazy things are bouncing around my head. I really want to try. Bet once I get things going again, I will absolutely make a video on how I put together my sumps. Gonna be very actual simple filtration methods that, you know, the Joey, the King of DIY, has shown. I mean, there's so many videos out there people have shown how to do this, but they work well for me. And that's one of the biggest things is I'm not a mechanical thinker, put a car together, do it yourself kind of guy all the time. So when I find something that's simple, yet extremely efficient and not that expensive to do, hands down, I'm going that route. And I've already have very proven results from each of the methods I'm gonna be using. The last one I used on my 125 gallon, the actual fluidized sump, that was fun to try. And fortunately, I had so many Zis filters that I just dumped all those into one big chamber, and it worked. It wasn't anything outrageous. But there is a breeding project I have I really want to do again. I never shared it on the channel. Believe it or not, the entire time that I was on YouTube, I actually had a breeding project going on, and I never shared it. I never hinted to it. I don't think anybody knows about it. So I'm curious. Feel free to speculate, go crazy with the comments. Tell me what you think it was. I'm gonna bring them back, and if I can get them going again, I'm gonna show you. Tried it. I had to move them. I was like, oh my gosh, like it worked. Like there are babies in that tank. And I moved into a new tank. And then I tried it again. Also, I was like, oh my gosh, like there are babies in that tank, and it worked. So, and I know for fact, because both times they've actually been bred in a sump. So that's kind of my hint to you. It's not, I'll give you a little bit of hint. It's not a fish and it's not a shrimp. So feel free to go crazy with what you want to think it is. But it was interesting. Like both times it worked. I had them for over a year, almost 2 years. And I never showed it. So that will be fun to bring back to the channel. I have full plans to do that. It's not a pleco. Let's see. Yeah, Ryland, it's not a pleco. I am interested right now. By my last club auction, I bought some grab bag bristlenose plecos, like 20 of them. And they're all in this holding tank right now. I've got a few interesting ones coming out. I think there's actually an albino one in there. I'm really interested to see how that comes through, but it's not the full, I don't know if it's still the juvenile color, but it's not the full, doesn't have the yellow tint to it. I mean, this thing is almost snow white. It's insane the color it has. So I'm really curious to see how it comes out. I have some albino Cory fish, and they have that kind of the red, the pink eye, and the white, yellowish body. But there's certain pleco does not have that. So I'm really curious to see what comes out of there. I would hope to eventually breed them a bristlenose plecos in the big tank. It's not scuds. I have actually tried scuds previously, and as everybody says, like the easiest thing to keep. And for me personally, they were a pain in the butt. But I tell you what, though, the times that they did do really well, awesome fish food for like a quarantine tank, that nature, because you can actually actively see the fish hunt down the food and eat it. But it's not scuds. Don't know if I'll ever do scuds again. It was interesting and fun, but not scuds. All right, guys, we are 23 minutes in. I'm kind of at a loss. Kind of said what I needed to say. I'm coming back. I got some things in the works. Hopefully have a video out this coming week. Got a lot of things I'm gonna do. A lot of it too is I'm in this stagnant period of I need to move. As soon as I get my move done, I gotta finish out another basement, then I can really start getting things rolling with the new tank build. So I am back, but give me a little bit of time. You're gonna see maybe 1 or 2 videos, a couple videos kind of come sporadically as I'm getting the move ready. I can talk about some new tanks I'm gonna do. I can make some videos on the new tanks I'm gonna do. So I have things I can still hopefully entertain you with, hopefully put out some good content. But yeah, for the time being, it's just, I gotta get ready for my move, and it's driving me insane that I'm still here. Finally, though, we got an offer on our house. My great wife is upstairs right now on the phone with 2 different companies, trying to figure something out with our move, where it's part of our sell. We were trying to, gotta make something work. And she's up there. She's been on the phone for like 3 days straight with these companies, and still taking care of our almost 1-year-old daughter. So got a lot of stuff going on right now. What do we got? All right. Any final questions for me? Anybody have any final comments? Want to make fun of me? I'm very awkward this morning on the camera. If you haven't, though, go check out Bay Area Aquatics. The kid is awesome. He's heard all of my ramblings and frustrations about my moves, and he's got a lot of good content going on. I really enjoy his content. He's a wizard with the camera. So go check him out. Feel free to subscribe back to my channel. If you left, feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are coming back full swing. We're gonna get back there. I do have a 220-gallon acrylic I'm gonna be setting up. I have a 130-gallon acrylic I'm gonna be setting up. I have a reef tank I'm gonna be setting back up. I mean, we got a whole, we get a Berry Aquatics. How could I get more hours of the day? Energy drinks. Your heart's gonna go out, but energy drinks, trust me. That's how I fit all my work into 12 hours a day, and all of a sudden I still have time to come home and play video games, so energy drinks. No, guys, I mean, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be back. Very excited I was able to finally announce this and, you know, and say that. And it's gonna be fun. Rylan Evans, how are all the fish that you got? Oh God. Let's try that again. How are all of the fish that you got, like the Geophagus? I'm sorry, that's all I can really remember at the time. Geos are doing really well. I did share on Instagram that I have I've had it for a few months now. I found an albino Hecli Geophagus. He was breaking down his fish room, and it was one of his last fish to go. And he was literally like, he reached out to me. He's like, I know you'll give us a good home. I know you like Geos. Will you come take it? And so we agreed upon a really good price. And I got that guy home, and he's doing awesome. The other Geos I have, everyone's doing really well. The Mabu Puffer is doing great. I shared up on Instagram and Facebook. I'll probably post it here on YouTube that he finally let me hand feed him again after like 3 months. It's been insane on kind of how moody he's been since he's been in a holding tank. So I'm really looking forward to getting him back into a large tank. But yeah, everyone else is doing well. Kind of a modge podge of fish. So hopefully this week, as we talk about the holding tanks and how I'm going to move them, we'll go over more of the fish and all of that, what we can do. Let's see. John Gonzalez, my opinion on Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not going to get into that. One, I do not want any repercussions coming back to me at work. And two, this is a fish live stream, and I'm sorry, but I'm not a political man, so I'm not going to get involved in politics. I am going to enjoy the hobby. So if you have a fish-related question, 100% I'll give you my opinion. David Ramos, I appreciate the support, and you know, John, it is good to see you back in the chat. I really do having you back here. So everybody that's come out, thank you so much. We are almost at the 30-minute mark. I think that's when I'm going to cut it off. So it can either be a awkward 2 minutes of us staring at the camera deeply in each other's eyes and soul searching, or hopefully some of you will ask me some random questions. If not, I'm ended early. So really, though, guys, thank you very much for the continued support, for just kind of letting me do what I needed to do. And I'm really looking forward to coming back to this full time. They say it will take a little bit of time, with a lot of times in one sentence. But if you missed the live stream, if you just come into the live stream, this is going to get uploaded onto YouTube. Feel free to catch the replay. I know it's early. I was expecting to do this tonight, but I'm going to try and take my wife out to dinner. You guys have fun with that. You guys could do all you want in the chat with that one. I'm not going to get involved, whether it's for my own health and safety, or I just want to enjoy my fish live stream, even though I haven't shown anything of fish in this. All right, we are in the final minute. Let's do this really, really quick. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek, and you can all cry and weep and wail with me when you see that my tanks are gone. Let's flip this around. There it is. That is what used to be Wel-Don Aquatics. So we literally have the 55-gallon holding tank, and we have the 20-gallon quarantine tank. I have not fully shown what fish are in there yet. So again, speculate, and thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun coming back. We're at that 30-minute mark. So I am Trent Wel-Don with Wel-Don Aquatics. Good to be back, and we'll see you guys on the next one.